What's going on, guys? It's Money Slayer back with another video. Before I get started with this video, I am dealing with, unfortunately, a cold and I'm a little congested, so bear with me. But today's video is basically what can we expect with NHL 22, what's new with NHL 22, and kind of putting like those, not the haters to rest, but kind of, showing that NHL 22 is taking that step in the right direction for the NHL series. So, obviously in the background, I'm going to have some Insurgency Sandstorm gameplay for you guys. Um, one of my best games, I think, on the game. But getting into what I want to talk about, the second to last trailer has officially dropped today, which was the franchise mode and Be a Pro trailer. And at the end of the trailer, we were shown that roster sharing is being added as a new feature to the game. And I know something that's small and that putting it in the video isn't that big of a deal to some people, but to a lot it really shows that they are listening to the community and they are making the changes that we want to see. And I know they've already talked about. I know a lot of people want GM connected in the game, and they've talked about it already before. That they're trying to figure things out, trying to find a way how they can get into the game, what they need to do, and it's a whole process in itself. So I just want to go over a couple of the new things coming to NHL 22, and like I said, whenever the full game releases this Thursday, I believe, either Thursday or Friday, the EA Play Early Access trial begins, and I'm planning on making so many videos for that for you guys. I'm gonna be doing a whole bunch of deep dives into the customization, World of Chell stuff, best builds, and then probably just jumping into a bunch of like just normal gameplay so you guys can see the game, see rosters, see the players, see if all the players actually have face scans this year, just all that type of stuff. So I want to go over just a couple things with you guys of what's new and how it improves the game. So obviously, like I said, number one is roster sharing. Being able to now make a roster and share it with the community so they can download it, meaning we don't have to rely on EA to release the roster updates all the time. There's going to be a set community that's going to be making updated rosters every single day. So any trade that's happening, I'm sure there'll be people out there that are going to update rosters, and that's going to be a huge benefit for the community. When if you're a franchise player, if you're just a normal play now player, it makes the game better to be able to share our rosters, getting throwback rosters and all that type of stuff. So next, obviously, the big one that I always point out is the Frostbite Engine. The game finally jumped over to Frostbite, so it's not on Ignite anymore, and the graphics look 10 times better than they have, and it's very exciting to see. I do feel a sneeze coming on, so bear with me on that. Obviously, the Frostbite Engine is in FIFA, it's in Madden. Both of those games look very good graphical wise. So having NHL put it into their game is a big step forward. Next, we're just going to go into, the ESHL customization, being able to now fully go deep dive into our builds, mess with the height, weight, our attributes, what archetype we want to be, just everything. There's just a lot more to do now when it comes to making your player different from someone else's. We're not going to just be snipers anymore. It's not going to just be a 5'7" sniper having the same traits as me. I mean, you're going to be able to change what you want. If you want more speed, you can get more speed. If you want better shooting, you can get better shooting. So that in itself is a big upgrade. So that's something that we've, as a community, have requested for a couple years now. We wanted custom builds back, and this year they found a good way to add that back, but also keep the game balanced. So definitely excited to see how that's going to play out. Next, we got today, we found out that Be a Pro will have multi-season storylines, which is something that's a big upgrade because, last year, if you played Be a Pro, if you got to the end of your season, there was no story after that. It was kind of just, continued on with the same the same pickups from the season before, and it didn't feel new. Like the season started, and it would just feel like you were still continuing from the season you just finished. So with the new multi-season storylines, it's going to add a whole new dynamic. So once you get done with that season, the new season will feel more refreshed and a lot more enjoyable. And I know, coming from like NBA 2K, you obviously need more seasons. People get through seasons pretty fast on these offline career modes. So you want to keep them as refreshed as possible, because that stuff's not going to be really getting updates and getting content for it. So um, next thing is just the whole X factors. Having takeover stuff, kind of like 2K. Obviously, Madden has X factors. Just having that type of feature in the game is going to play a huge role. Being able to now distinguish a player like Connor McDavid to a player like Sidney Crosby. Just having that takeover ability now to up your game in a certain skill. It's going to play a huge role. It's going to make those star players stand out in the offline modes, but even in online mode now with your ESHL player, Ultimate Team, just all that, where all the modes are going to have X factors, and they're all going to play an effect, and it's going to definitely change up the game a little bit and probably make it a little more enjoyable to be able to stand out in a certain skill. The next two things are kind of minor, but obviously we have new presentation graphics. It's the same scoreboard as it's been, I believe, the last 2 years, but the presentation itself has been completely changed with the face-off animations, or presentation graphics, penalty graphics. Just everything has been kind of overhauled in that sense. It's a lot more built for the next-gen consoles, where you're not taking that pause to bring up all the graphics and show it on the screen, whereas it's now the game will keep going, but boom, the graphic will pop up on the ice, and it looks nice, it looks clean, and it'll just keep the game moving. Obviously, next big one is the new menus, which is something very minor, but something very refreshing, because NHL 21 and NHL 20, and probably even NHL 19, all had the same menu. It was a very boring menu. Everything was just thrown on the screen, and you could pin your favorite modes, and that was about it. This menu this year, I'm going to showcase it in a couple days. You got your like animations of a graphic for standing out to certain players, showing all the X factors and then showing a little highlight from that player. The menu's a lot more crisper, it's cleaner. You can maneuver between the offline modes, the online modes, your settings, and even just in the ESHL, like World of Chell menu, everything's now easily accessible. You can switch between your build and look at your stats or edit your club. It's just everything is a lot cleaner in the menus, and hopefully on these next gen consoles, the menus run faster and the game runs faster. You can jump between one screen to the other screen in a couple seconds. Next one, obviously we got tons of new animations in the game, with that being, pushing someone's stick out of the way, shot block animations, tripping animations, just a whole bunch of new animations that are going to make the game feel a little bit more refreshed, because it's not going to be the same tripping animation over and over again. It's not going to be the same shot block animation over and over again. That stuff plays definitely a role in the game. We saw now that if you dive for a puck to block it, it's actually going to block. Like, your body's going to go that direction, and it's just going to look a lot cleaner and a lot more realistic. So, for World of Chell people, or for Hockey Ultimate Team people, you can now upgrade your Hockey Ultimate Team cards with abilities and traits. That's a huge step, because you could probably use a base player now and put some traits and stuff on them and make them comparable to a higher level card, and that's something that makes it better for free-to-play players. It makes it better for people who don't want to spend a crap ton of money on getting the top-end cards, and that's just something that I'm definitely going to be checking out for you guys, because I want to give Ultimate Team a go on NHL, and I just never really got into it because of the whole money spending thing. Other than that, obviously we're running out of time here in this video. crazy thing is, there's still a whole bunch I could go over. But like I said, just highlighting a couple things: the whole new World of Chell hub, customizable synergies, and just more to come, even on the sense of Hockey Ultimate Team. Like I said, that's the last video they have to release. I believe that's coming out on Wednesday. And at that point, there might be even more stuff that we find out that's new. So it's definitely exciting. This game is definitely going to be taking that leap. I think they did a pretty good job at building this game for the first game of next gen. You know, NHL 15 was a complete fail. So NHL 22 actually looks like it's taking that nice step in the right direction. Obviously, a couple features aren't in this game that we really wanted to see, like crossplay, GM connected, just that type of stuff. But it's definitely, this game is a step in the right direction, and I'm beyond excited to give this game a try when it comes out. Just even play it when the EA Access trial begins, just because it's going to be really fun to have a taste of the game and everything. So let me know your guys' thoughts on NHL 22 if you guys are picking it up. If you think that these features are cool features and new, make the game worth getting. Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and until next time, guys, I'll see you later.